Keep talking. We're talking about my Uncle Joe came over. After all this stuff, I've been talking about Hannah, Heather, and Heidi Paris. That's their dad.
Oh,
that's their dad, of course. The Triple H's, okay, with wrestling. He was staying with Heidi. She goes over there, or Hannah goes over there. We pass Heidi's house all the time. We pass Heather's house all the time. We pass Uncle Joe. Well, actually, we don't pass his house, but he came over. But I hate to say this because Wall. I want to do this on the tape. That would be good. Wall. W-A-L. The L is a line. That's water. Living. Water, life, water, light, any of those things, because that's an invisible thing. That's water. The next one is der, D-E-R. There's a reoccurrence at the center of at the end of a sixth letter of a 12th letter word. So the D-E-R is domain of energy reoccurring, which is wind, air, and electric, and thought. Okay, but those go to the metaphysical side anyway. So then you go over to the second half, and it is Mar, M-A-R, manifest action reoccurring, which is death, or it is spirit, it is motion, physical things need for that, you know what I'm saying? So then the next one is sun, S-O-N, which is not just sunlight, it is spirit, but it goes a little higher than spirit at that point. It goes into consciousness, the light of your mind, your being illuminated, we talk about the sun, it's your song. It's also the ability to put things into words, not just blow wind, but to consciously put effort into it. So the sun is song, but it's also shining your consciousness, so it goes higher and higher and higher than just the sun. The sun here, the son of the Father, S-O-N, is a third density word. The S-U-N is a third density word, but it's also a fourth density word when you move up. It is. It just goes that way. That's how it works, because there's invisible letters. It is. And you remember, if you think about it, an alphabet goes A, B, C, D, all the way through Z, and it doesn't have a zero. A starts from an angle, and Z ends with an out. There's no zero on numbers. Or letters. What makes numbers different is there a zero in between them. So numbers are numbers. They don't make things happen. And letters are things that let things happen.
It's not like A0, B0.
Yeah, there's a circle in the center, but that turns the alphabet around. Not really the alphabet around, but it turns the feminine energy around. It's hard to explain. That's sort of like you go halfway through your life and you meet someone and the feminine name changes. Not always, but if it doesn't, a flower spreads its pollen to another flower and it makes a new genus, so we make a new name for it. So if the mom and dad don't marry and the mother's name doesn't change, then the genuses of the animals, the insects, everything, the plants, the trees, we change those too. That's sex too, and that's changing the maiden name. If you really, really understand, it's just changing the meadow maiden name. You just go down and down and down, and you go up and up and up. Molecular and meadowular wouldn't be the same thing. You'd say meadowlands, but like on the meadowlands you would say grassland, and you would just change certain words, and there's spots in there where some words stay, because this land, landscape, something scape, this scape, and then you'd say land mass, landfill. So those words separate at the third letter and the third letter, and the eighth or the fourth and fifth letter are sort of what the idea is about. Landfill, it's a domain, it's a big place. And F, it's something you fill. The force is what it's about. It's a place that's a big dome, and what it's about is it's filled with garbage. It's a landfill. It's garbage. So yes, it's land, and it's full, but of what? It's in this place where you go, and it's got stuff on it. With the F, it's the force, it's the landfill. You could say the identity, but that's of the second word, and you could say the identity of the A on the first word. Once you put them together, it's the masculine that changes the maiden name. Does that make sense? I just explained word math with family. Dude, it goes in numbers, letters, action, thought, everything. So, till next time, we're good. That's more than enough for today.